Masterfar here, and after a while, I am finally back on YouTube full time. And this time, as stated in that video a few days ago, we have... Good boy. Sorry, that was my dog. But anyway, we have Siege Omega Supreme, or Earthrise if it gets re-released. But enough about questioning stuff. Here we have what I've honestly been wanting from Transformers for years. An actual, fully playable play set. You know, something you don't want to take apart. Or, the reason I say that is because, while we have gotten Transformers with bases, like plenty of them in the past few years, like Fort Max or Trypticon, they've never been fully compatible with, like, the other figures. Like, they're fine with Titans and Legends, but Deluxes and Voyagers, forget it. But this guy right here, he may be my favorite Titan, so let's take a look at his features right now. Starting off with the, well, let's get the smallest bit of it out of the way. This is Countdown. Now, Countdown is, of course, a Micromaster, and funny enough, he actually came with the Micromaster rocket base in the original line, so it's really fitting that he comes with Omega Supreme, and he's probably one of my favorites next to Hully. His arms, while they don't move as much, I can at least appreciate how well compatible he is for everyone, and he has a little pig right here. Alternate mode for him is a moon rover, so the name Countdown really fits, and he has a moving satellite dish. He's completely playable on Omega. He can go across the roads, go down here, hang out here, and of course, if you open up these spots right here, you can stick them right here, or you can do what I did by keeping them open for a and putting weapons in. And putting weapons in here. This is like a weapon storage, and it's also a little barrier for characters who are defending the fort. So that's nice. As for when I said Earthrise compatible, I meant it because bringing in Soundbarrier, of time for a mini review. Soundbarrier is a really nice figure, by the way. Cute little guy. I really love the head sculpt. He's like a little generic troop builder type of guy, which is nice. And he's basically turns into a shield, or in a lot of cases, a walkway. Now this one right here, this is where you can connect it between Fort Max or Trypticon, because they change connection points between these two, which is a shame. However, you can actually, rather than just also opening up the shins for the barrier, flipping up this little peg right here, you can actually close this up and attach it to any bases, like so. Any effect is nice. I don't have any of them to show off with, though I do have Astro Train. I put all the little parts in storage. So let's move on to the next big component, the tank. Now, the tank is basically the chest. This whole thing, like, if you lose any of this, you're basically screwed. Yes, even these little rails, but we'll get to that. It's pretty nicely molded. Not really any battle damage per se. You can kind of see his head, but it's better than the original G1, which his head would literally just stick out. These turrets right here all move up. Because of the way it works, it can kind of move, but it's not supposed to. There's also another gimmick where you can just flip that open to put little Countdown, and we shall just leave him here. And of course, he can go across the track setup as well, which is really nice. The tracks themselves also serve as a place to put figures. Bringing in Blue Streak right here. You can go on here, and there's plenty of places for battle effects too. But something I like to do is like make little, bring it around the back. You can see there's not much back here, but you can like have it that like they can come and go as they please, which is nice. But so far, he is very impressive. Now, there's also some things that you can do as well. Like the rocket, for example, which makes the arms. It is very nicely molded and even has a little cockpit. I actually like to, take this, this part right here will fall off all the time. Let me just fix that. And something I should tell you is that this part, it's kind of hard to tell when it's done right. This is for robot mode. This is for rocket mode. And the rocket itself does come with these 3 very weird, it's the hands. I'm not going to joke around with it. But yeah, if you want, you can stand it right there and make it like a lookout tower. And bring in like fire bolted. So I call them right here. You can put them in the lookout tower. You can put any Micromaster or Battlemaster in the lookout tower, and he can look out for any bad guys. Moving on to the interior part where, yes, I know you're supposed to put the rocket, but it also opens up to make a little place where you can put robots. And bring in Optimus, he can stand anywhere really. And this could even work as like a place like Teletran 1 if you wanted. In fact, that's kind of what I do. Also, another cool thing is this area can fit multiple Transformers, like over 5. It does get a little cramped though. And it's, what else you can do is just put like that and you have a little standing platform, although the joint is kind of loose. You can stand a rocket in here while the Transformers are in here, but I kind of like doing it like this. And finally, we gotta talk about, what are they called? The cog stuff. The cog family tree, I forget what they're called, but you get the point. There are several points on this play set where you can actually place some guns. Like, take the cog guns right here. You can attach them to Omega. Well, the tank part. Looking at this weapon sword slash barrier, you can put one right here. Put some on the rocket if you want. Because he is a defense base after all, so why not add a little more defense? And if you want, like, I can't think of anywhere else to put it, so it just leaves you with all these parts, but fear not, you can always just like put them in weapon storage. But yeah, this base mode is pretty impressive, actually, and it highlights what I really like about playsets. Like, if you've seen my, well, go to BitTubers for some of these. I will try to re-upload a few, but most of them, like half of them, were lost. But I reviewed the Rescue Heroes Command Center in December and said, with that said, it was fun because, well, because of the nostalgia, but what I think makes a great playset like this or Castle Grayskull is, yes, I own Castle Grayskull. Don't ask why. But with a good playset, you never want to touch any of them. Like, you don't, oh, excuse me. You don't want to touch anything because you don't want to screw up what you've set up. And this set is that to a T. I don't want to touch any of this because it's that good. But now that we've, oh yeah, and by the way, this is the mode I'm going to be keeping it in because it's just so nice. But anyway, on to robot mode. So just getting everything out of the way. I'm going to leave the weapons in here in a little weapon storage area. Leaving countdown here, like so. And just taking everything. I'm not going to talk about the blast effects though, because they get lost too easily. I like the idea of them, however, again, they get lost really easily. Oh yeah, sound barrier. Okay. Now that we've got base back to its base configuration, it is time to well, transform this behemoth. Now, starting with the rail parts like so. Yeah, these come on, very powerful clips. But the key is to like Just be careful with them. Flip them in on themselves until you hear the snap, and we'll put that off to the side. Take the rocket off to the side and save that for later. Turn the whole set around, take the tank off, close up these little flaps right here, and do the same on here like so. These will be for the backpack later on. But now onto the main base. And we shall start by taking the legs like so. And it is on some really heavy ratchet joints, like very heavy. Take these little ramps. And yes, these ramps can connect to sound barrier, just I don't see a use to. Just draw them up like so. Do the same on this side. And basically just flip this up. Ooh, that is a loud ratchet. The ratchets on this figure are very heavy. I'll say that for sure. And here we have the main torso. Getting it back up, we will now start with the tank itself. Now the tank part is really interesting. Of course, the head's stored right here. But you can leave this part out in robot mode, I guess, for a pseudo tank face thing. But now we gotta take care of the chest. Take the entire tread section and put it back like so. Now, open up the chest again, and don't worry, I'm leaving countdown there if I want, but I'm going to take them out for the review. And just take these little guns like so. Make sure they fit into these grooves and do the same on the other side. Yeah, and they stick too. A very tight figure. Like with the whole Siege line, I have not had a single troubling issue with any loose joints like the Primals. Not to say those figures were bad or anything. I just like not a big fan of having to fix loose joints. Okay, flip the chest over until you get like. So flip up the chest and go to the back and flip up the little turret ponytail, which my only nitpick is it does like to droop a little, and then I pick up the neck like so, and yeah. Now onto the rock. Oops. Onto the rocket. Now you just heard it just fell apart, and this part fell off again. I promise. This will be the last time it falls off. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention is that the inside of this rocket has a lot of computery details like that. It's very nicely detailed. And once again, put this in and open up these flaps right here. And I will admit these are kind of a nuisance while putting it back, but they go well enough. Extend the arms like so, and pull as far as it goes, this joint right here. Then you're going to take the sides of the spaceship and put them like this. Then rotate the arms. Put the fingers however you like, or just do the standard one, like so. On this side, much easier, just that, and extend the nose of the rocket. Okay, let's combine. Now taking the back, look at the back, all you have to do is like flip this part up. Like so. And then just take these, whoops, and just take these parts right here till they peg into two particular spots on the back. Now turning the figure around, it's time to assemble. Pull up the tabs like this and take the tank chest and a la Star Saber, put it in there, and you'll hear a click. Flip up this down, and the main torso is complete. However, we are not done just yet. I'm just gonna get this back in the frame again. And now the most important part is getting these on. And it's pretty ingenious. They slide into like combiner war styled pegs right here on the back. While they don't really clip in as well as I'd like, they do stay in there pretty snugly. And there we go. Now I'm just going to attempt to get the pegs out. And there we go. Here we have Omega Supreme, and he is a big boy. Looking at him from bottom, you can see there's a little battle damage on the feet, which I guess indicates where you're supposed to put the blast effects. But he is a very nice figure. And I gotta say, this line is pretty much about tying up loose ends. He was one of the 3 Titans we could have voted for alongside Trypticon and Scorponok. And of course, Trypticon won. But do not fret. I gotta say, I have no idea how they would make this a Titan Master. But anyway, the head sculpt himself is very nice. Very Omega Supreme-y. Just like, Omega Supreme. Badass. He's got plenty of blast effect ports. Plenty of ports right here. And bringing in countdown, I did discover a hidden radar beam mode. Like this. And just, you can peg him anywhere on the figure that sees fit. Kind of like a mini-con. And yeah, it's adorable. Now, there's one more mode I have just learned about while playing around with this guy. His artillery mode. Turn the head around, like this, till the ponytail's facing. Flip up the chest pieces so that the base mode's rocket power blaster ship. Open up the arms like this. And yeah, here we have Blast You to Hell mode. And we still have a few gimmicks in this mode too, like blast effect, but I've also found another gimmick right here on the arm. Hold it like so, and it makes a cocking sound. And I don't know if this was intentional or not, just because of transformation, but that is pretty convincing. And given how you can use blast effects on any of this, it is even more cool. Now, articulation-wise, he is loaded, and thanks to his very tight joints, none of it's a problem. Head only moves left to right. Unfortunately, it can kind of move up, kind of move down, but arms they can almost go the entire 360 bar blocked by this. If you take this off, it goes full 360. The arm swivels right here are 360. Very tight elbows. All the fingers are completely articulated, so you can make it in like very nice poses. And the hand itself is articulated, so you can do like a rapid fire blast if you choose. Moving on to this arm, you can see, of course, same with this shoulder, but the front of the rocket or nose or the blaster piece itself actually rotates, which is pretty sweet. Moving on to the legs. Legs can go out this much. And again, the rattling's just the weapon storage. Legs can go back this much. He has no trouble standing whatsoever. And oh yeah, I forgot to flip this part up and down for stability. Whoops. You can do you gotta move his arms so because of transformations, you can do a perfect split. Whoops. And he has very nice and very loud ankle tilts. But yeah, this guy has plenty of articulation to go around. Oh yeah, and of course, waist swivel. I forgot to mention waist swivel. Like all CG figures have, apart from a face. But yeah, he is. While other Titans may come off as top heavy due to their designs like Fort Max and his lack of heels, Triptychon and the early figures having the wonky hip ratchets, Predaking basically being totally fine. I feel like this is the best Titan we've gotten so far. And he's basically what I've wanted for, again, all these years. An actual playset. But yeah. And while he's not as big as Fort Max, or he's like around the same size as Triptychon, I gotta say he's definitely feeling the biggest of the Titans. Like, he feels the heaviest, his ratchets are the heaviest, and he is totally worth the asking price. But yeah, that's about it. This is Master Far signing off, and I will see you next time.